Okay, it's so good to be with you again. And now we're going to start with what I'm going to call, I guess, Sefer Torah 101. All right? And we are going to, let's see how I'm going to do this, kind of sitting on a stool here with my whiteboard, blackboard, and what we call window board behind me. We're going to use our window today to draw, but I want you to know I am taking you through the Torah. You can say the Hebrew English Bible. I have Tanakhs everywhere. I have just commentary on the Torah itself, which is the first 5 books of the Bible. But I'm going to be taking you through, and we're going to be looking at both the Hebrew and the English, and we're going to be talking about some of the most exciting truths and revelations that you will ever hear in your life, ever. And so let's get started. Okay, so first and foremost, if you have a Bible, you can open the Bible to the very first page of Genesis, all right? So that's where we'll begin. And I'm going to lay out some fundamental principles about the Torah. All right, first and foremost, all right, the Hebrew word for the first 5 books of the Bible and more is called the Torah. All right? Can you see that? Now, in the Hebrew, it's spelled like this. And if you want to learn Hebrew, let me know because I teach Hebrew. All right. So the Torah, all right, means instruction. It does not mean law. So this is, as I have mentioned, if you've ever been in any of my classes, this is the first fundamental flaw in Christianity. The fact that Christianity views the Torah, which is, let me just list what it is. First of all, it's the first 5 books of the Bible, written by Moshe Rabbeinu. You know him as Moses, books of the Bible. Okay, second of all right, the Torah also refers to, it's like the umbrella. When we look at an umbrella, all right, an umbrella, okay, very often is something that covers us, keeps us from the rain, keeps us from the sun. But in the Bible, you're going to find we have what's called umbrella terms. So the Torah also is indicative of the whole of the Jewish Bible. Why would we even say that? There's a lot of writers, there's the prophets, there's the writings, and then of course there's the books that Moses wrote. Why would we even say that the Torah would include all of the Jewish Bible? Because everything from what we would call first the Torah, second the prophets, and third, all right, the writings, all of the prophets and the writings take you right back to all the principles found in the Torah. Now, Torah, as I said, in Hebrew is instruction. It does not mean law. Does it include laws? Yes. Does it include principles? Yes. Does it include covenants? Yes. Does it include ordinances, rituals? Yes. It includes all those things. But does it mean law? No. It is instruction in the ways of God. Now, then, the next thing, prophets. In the Hebrew, they're called the Nevi'im. All right, the Nevi'im. So the prophets, of course, are those that God raises up and who write truly about the events unfolding in the nation of Israel. And they write it in such a way that we learn about the actions of the Israelites in contrast or in congruence with the teachings of the Torah. And number 3 is the writings. These are your books like Psalms and Proverbs and Esther and Ruth and the Song of Songs and Ecclesiastes. These books, all right, even the Chronicles, the writings here, these books also point us, they're called the Ketuvim in Hebrew. And these books actually, once again, what do they teach us? They teach us the manifestation of the Torah. They teach us the principles of the Torah. They reveal to us truths that have come to light, that have been revealed from the Torah. So the Torah is truly the cornerstone of all that God reveals and does with mankind. Now, these 3 parts of the Bible lead us to an acronym called Tanakh. And the Tanakh is what the Jewish Bible is called, Tanakh. And that is the Torah, the Nevi'im, and the Ketuvim. It is upon this right here that we start to build our house, starting with the very first verse of the Bible, which is in Genesis, that says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So what do we see? First and foremost, creation. Okay. So in the very first book of the Bible, God teaches us about creation. And he shares with us some very, very important truths. The first one is how creation regenerates itself, how it procreates, how the way that God created everything, he created it with the seed within itself. All right. The next thing we learn, or, very honestly, we learn about with creation is not only procreation, how things procreate, they keep and continue to create, but we also learn about order. We learn this is one of the first laws that God reveals to man, and that is that he is a God of order. In the whole process of creation, what you actually see from the very first verse till the end of the first and even the second chapters, but we're going to take the first chapter, he takes chaos and he brings tohu, darkness and chaos, and he brings it into order. So let's stop right here and understand this is the essence of the building blocks of the house that God is going to build. And he teaches us 2 major things in the first part of creation, and that is how creation can procreate and how God is a God of order, the law of order, and how he takes us in all of creation from something that is very chaotic, and he starts to put everything in order. So we know right there, if things are not in order, that means that there's something wrong between humanity and God. Because God is a God of order. And when things start to go insanely crazy, like they are right now, not only in America, but around the world, that means that there's a breakdown between God and man. And things are going and trending towards chaos. So, on that note, it's really good to see you, and I will see you in the next video.